Ancient civilizations carved it, revered it, and depended on it for survival. Modern science is now discovering it can stabilize blood sugar, shield your eyes from degenerative disease, and rewire inflammatory pathways in ways that rival pharmaceuticals. Yet many of us only think of it once a year. This is pumpkin, an age-old superfood whose medical potential we've barely begun to uncover. What you're about to learn will fundamentally change how you see this humble fruit. Pumpkin, a fruit from the genus Cucurbita, sometimes called winter squash or gourd, has origins tracing back roughly 9,000 years to Mexico and Mesoamerica. Archaeological evidence from Oaxaca reveals it as one of the oldest cultivated plants in the Americas, predating even corn and beans. Indigenous peoples transformed bitter wild gourds into the sweet, nutrient-dense varieties we know today, through millennia of careful selection. Over time, countless varieties emerged across the world, ranging from the small, sweet sugar pumpkins prized for baking to dense kabocha and elongated butternuts, each with subtle differences in flavor, texture, and nutrient profile. By around 2500 BC, pumpkin had become a staple across Native American cultures. Tribes from the Cherokee to the Apache wove it into spiritual practices, dried it for winter survival, and used it medicinally. Earlier, the Mayans applied pumpkin juice to burns, while the Aztecs combined the seeds with herbs to expel parasites. In traditional Chinese medicine, pumpkin was associated with prosperity and was sometimes used to support digestion and balance internal energy. In Ayurvedic practice, it was considered calming and nourishing and was applied topically for soothing the skin. When European colonists arrived in America in the 1600s, pumpkin saved them from starvation. A poem from 1630s Massachusetts declared, "We have pumpkins at morning and pumpkins at noon. If it were not for pumpkins, we should be undone." They learned from indigenous peoples to hollow out pumpkins, fill them with milk and honey, and bake them in ashes, the ancestor of pumpkin pie, now a cornerstone of American Thanksgiving tradition. And the jack-o'-lantern custom we know today began with Irish and Scottish immigrants, who originally carved turnips and other roots for Samhain celebrations to ward off spirits. Upon arriving in America, they discovered pumpkins were larger and easier to carve, transforming the tradition into the Halloween icon we recognize today. Pumpkin's story reveals how tradition and science intertwine, linking cultures and cuisines across the Americas, Africa, East Asia, and beyond. Inside this familiar fruit lies a complex pharmacy of bioactive compounds that modern researchers are only beginning to decode. These compounds include carotenoids, powerful antioxidants that convert to vitamin A and protect vision and immune function; polysaccharides, complex sugars with anti-inflammatory, immune-modulating, and blood sugar stabilizing effects; phenolic compounds, neutralizing oxidative stress and inflammatory signaling; fiber, soluble and insoluble forms that slow digestion and regulate blood sugar and cholesterol. From color to chemistry, each of these molecules plays a vital role in the following ways that pumpkin heals and protects the body. 1. Blood sugar regulation and diabetes management. Pumpkin demonstrates remarkable glucose-lowering effects. In diabetic rats, pumpkin paste concentrate maintains significantly lower blood glucose levels by improving insulin resistance and promoting earlier insulin secretion. Another study found that pumpkin powder, whether from peel, flesh, or seeds, dose-dependently reduced blood glucose in diabetic animals, with higher doses pushing levels toward normal ranges, while simultaneously improving triglycerides and LDL cholesterol. The mechanisms are multifaceted. Polysaccharides protect insulin-producing pancreatic cells, pectin forms a gel that traps glucose and slows absorption, and pumpkin compounds like inositol and trigonelin directly enhance insulin sensitivity. 2. Vision protection and eye health. Pumpkin's carotenoids directly target eye health. Beta-carotene converts to vitamin A, essential for producing rhodopsin, the protein that enables night vision. Meanwhile, lutein and zeaxanthin concentrate in the macula and lens, where they absorb damaging blue light and neutralize free radicals. Research confirms that higher intake of these carotenoids correlates with dramatically reduced risk of macular degeneration, cataracts, and diabetic retinopathy. Pumpkin contains all three in significant concentrations, with beta-carotene dominating the profile. 3. Antioxidant defense and oxidative stress reduction. Oxidative stress accelerates aging and contributes to chronic disease. But research shows pumpkin flesh contains compounds that help counteract this process. Studies have demonstrated that pumpkin polysaccharides and extracts can scavenge reactive oxygen species and improve antioxidant enzyme activity, supporting the body's natural defenses against oxidative stress. In one study, researchers reported that pumpkin polysaccharides exhibited strong free radical scavenging capacity and protected cells from oxidative injury. Another in vivo study found that supplementation with pumpkin polysaccharides enhanced antioxidant status and reduced lipid peroxidation. Together, these findings indicate that pumpkin flesh provides both dietary antioxidants, such as carotenoids and phenolics, and biochemical support to the body's own antioxidant systems. 4. Immune and gut health synergy. Pumpkin's immune-enhancing and anti-inflammatory effects are deeply connected to its influence on the gut microbiome. Its polysaccharides act as prebiotics, fueling beneficial bacteria like bifidobacterium and lactobacillus, which in turn produce short-chain fatty acids that strengthen the intestinal barrier and regulate immune signaling. In animal studies, pumpkin polysaccharides have been shown to reshape the gut microbiome's composition, reduce inflammatory cytokines, and suppress key inflammatory pathways such as NF-kappa B. Additionally, pumpkin's vitamins A, C, and E, along with trace elements like zinc and selenium, support both innate and adaptive immune responses. These mechanisms highlight pumpkin's ability to fortify the gut immune axis, nourishing beneficial microbes while calming systemic inflammation. 5. Cardiovascular health and lipid management. Pumpkin extract supports cardiovascular wellness by improving lipid metabolism and protecting blood vessels from oxidative stress. In animal studies, supplementation lowered triglycerides and LDL cholesterol while raising HDL and glutathione levels. Together, these findings indicate that pumpkin supports healthy cardiovascular function and overall lipid balance. 6. Mental health and neuroprotection. Research suggests pumpkin extract may protect brain health and promote emotional balance. In chronic stress models, it reduced markers of oxidative stress and inflammation, improved antioxidant enzyme levels, and helped preserve neuronal integrity. These benefits are thought to stem from its ability to modulate oxidative pathways and support neurotrophic signaling, which maintains mood stability and cognitive performance. Did you know the Three Sisters planting method, a technique where corn, beans, and squashes like pumpkin are grown together, is an ancient indigenous innovation developed in Mesoamerica over 3,500 years ago. Each plant serves the others. Corn stalks support beans, beans fix nitrogen from the air into usable fertilizer, and pumpkin leaves create living mulch that holds moisture and blocks weeds. The system maximizes yields, builds soil health, and provides complete nutrition without synthetic inputs. Ancient wisdom meets modern permaculture. Now let's see how to incorporate pumpkin into your meals. Choose wisely. Select smaller sugar pumpkins or pie pumpkins for sweeter flesh than the larger carving varieties. They should feel heavy and have firm, unblemished skin. Prep and roast. Cut it, scoop out seeds, and roast in the oven. Then puree or cube the flesh for use in soups and stews. Blend and sip. Add pumpkin puree to soups with ginger and coconut milk, or blend into smoothies with banana and yogurt. You can even add it to homemade hummus. Explore global flavors. Try Indian pumpkin curry, Japanese kabocha tempura, West African pumpkin stew, or Italian pumpkin pasta with rosemary. Fall favorite. Make an iconic pumpkin spice latte by blending cooked pumpkin puree into your coffee with milk and warm spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove. Pair for absorption. Combine pumpkin with olive oil, nuts, or avocado to boost carotenoid uptake since these nutrients are fat-soluble. Use every part. Roast the seeds for a crunchy, nutritious snack. It's worth noting that this video focuses on the health benefits derived from the flesh of the pumpkin. However, the seeds themselves are a powerhouse of nutrition and have been extensively studied for their own unique benefits. They're so powerful that we'll explore them fully in another video. Across millennia, pumpkin has traveled from the fields of ancient Mesoamerica to the forefront of modern science. What indigenous peoples already knew, that this fruit could sustain life and heal the body, science now confirms with precision. Pumpkin stabilizes blood sugar, defends vision, fortifies immunity, quells inflammation, and protects the heart. A food so familiar we forget its power, yet so potent it can rival modern medicine. The most profound discoveries often come from the simplest places. Not distant laboratories or exotic remedies, but from what's been growing in gardens, nourishing families, and quietly healing for thousands of years. So let's keep uncovering what else is hiding in plain sight. After all, health is wealth, and every bite is an investment in yourself.